Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 25 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Create Above and Beyond series, where I'm getting ready for the next stage of this big build. So one thing I want to note is I slowed down the contraption a little bit because I noticed we're at 95 stress unit capacity with both these speed ups happening. So I cut down the speed a little bit, gave me a lot more stress capacity available for hopefully all the machines we're going to need to finish this thing up, but we'll see if not. If you missed last episode, it was a good one, I thought, because we came up with a really cool TNT cannon, and it works out really well, and it combines and creates the quantum singularities, the quantum entangled singularities that we're going to need for the next component. So we're working towards Chapter 3's completion, which at the end of which we're going to get inductive mechanisms, right? So we have a long way to go still. Well, not that long, but a little bit of a way. I think we're about halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. So what we've accomplished so far is we've automated cobble and sand. We've automated creating crushing wheels so that we can create singularities. So this is fully automated, right? Everything here is fully automated. TNT is fully automated because we automated creating gunpowder, ender dust, and fertilizer. And what I did for those is I set them up with void upgrades, and I have this thing just running. So the whole making this stuff thing is running endlessly now, thanks to void upgrades. Reminds me I should throw some void upgrades in the clay and flint chest that I have by my sand, but we'll get to that eventually. So there's three things we needed for this. Number one, we needed gunpowder to make TNT. That's automated and complete, and we have fully automated the creation of TNT, and we're making tons of it all day long. Look, we have like 2+ stacks of it, and we have another stack over here ready to go. So the other thing we needed to automate was ender dust, which is going to be used to turn our singularities into quantum singularities. So we've got singularities, we've got quantum singularities. We took care of that last episode. If you'd like more details, go watch that one. Finally, we have some fertilizer. We need fertilizer to make red dye. We can use any color dye, but, you know, rose bushes equal red dye unlimited when you right-click them with bone meal. I'm just saying. Now, hilariously, I prepped all the items I thought I needed for this episode and then forgot to actually bring over the rose bushes. So let me snag one of them. So let's go set up real quick a little contraption, if we will, to handle rose bushes. Does that sound like a plan? Now, I'm thinking about it. And what I'm thinking would be cool, wonder what the range of this thing is. What is the range? It just says nearby area. Give me a number, Lemming. Give me a number. But what we could maybe do is put the bone mealy bit right here and have the vacuumulator vacuum up the bone meal, and that would be cool. The rose red, so that we have the rose red in the same spot. Relatively compact way of handling it, plus, you know, makes things a little bit easier. So let me get my drawers that we're going to need here. I've got some of them. A handful more chests, why not? I'm going to want some void upgrades. Let me do that now before I forget. Does that sound like a plan? I'm going to make 4 of these void upgrades, and that should be cool. How am I for obsidian? Good, we do have a decent amount. I've mined obsidian again between episodes. Boy, is obsidian annoying to mine. I really should automate it so that I have, like, you know, all the obsidian I need. But for now, I've just been mining it manually with my hammer, which is terrible, and I don't recommend it. All right, so you, buddy, we should set you up. So if we just had, you know what? I have a ridiculous idea. You think this would work? Is it possible that this would work? There's no way that would work, right? If I gave you some bone... Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, he might be a little too tall, is the problem. But if I let you go down one, just for funsies... Ha! Cool. Sweet. Alright, so that kind of works, right? So we right-click this, and we get the rose bushes, right? And then we can auto-craft the rose bushes into this dude. Is that cool? So how about we do this? What if we put a drawer here, and then we had an automated crafter here, okay? And then what we could do is we could have a filter for this guy. Yeah, I like that plan. So let's lock you. Let's be prepared to put you guys in there. Give me another one of these. We're going to add you to the vacuumulator so that when we vacuum you up, right, he's going to have his rose bushes. Cool? Okay. Now, I'm thinking I want to probably... Do I want a drawer for the rose bushes that's going to be voided? Or how do we want to handle that? I think that might not be a bad plan. We might want to drawer the rose bushes. And then insert them into the mechanical crafter, maybe with a hopper? Does that sound like a plan? I like that kind of deal. Let's make sure we have hoppers. How am I for drawers? I could use a few more drawers, so I'm going to make them real quick. Cool. This should be a good plan. So if we set up a drawer for the rose bushes, then we could just hopper them directly. And that would be cool. So give me one of these. Oh, nope, no, that was too quick. Actually, yeah, I can lock it first, and then yeah, that would be cool. Perfect. Okay, and then you're gonna do rose red directly into that. So let's get let's do this. Let's have... Stop giving me things. I don't want things. Let's get some pipes ready to go here. Into the drawer. Does this make sense? I think this works. And then I might just, for visual purposes, do this and this. And then do that. And that works for me. So now what we should be getting is the rose bushes should be going into the thing, right? So if I were to give you... And then you, I want to specify is bone meal. With a filter. Now if I added you up here... And we're going to need an extractor doohickey. We're probably going to need a few extractor doohickeys, so why don't I make some more of those for the pipes mod. Okay. Then we just extract from the bone meal drawer, add it to the pipe network that's inserting to the other guys, and we should be cool, right? I think that'll work. I think that'll work. I'm just going to get 4 of these straight up. Cool. Because you know we're going to need them. You know we're going to need them eventually. All right. So we bring this dude right into there. And then I'm going to set you to an extractor module. And what you should do is start extracting bone meal. Okay. And this guy's filtered on bone meal, so he'll receive the bone meal. He'll start deploying the bone meal into the rose bush. The rose bush will duplicate itself, and then we will get lots more rose bushes. Yes? In theory? Why you know rose bushing? Where's my... Are you putting bone meal into there? No, you're an extract chest. Don't do that. No. No, you're extracting. Don't allow things in. That's not cool. Okay, so that's not good. So this, instead of a retriever module here, what we should probably do is stick a the other kind. We should do a retriever module. That's what we should probably do. Cool. Yeah, because that's gonna be a thing, right? It's gonna be a whole thing. Now, just for fun, I just want to make sure this is working, because I would have expected it to, but then I didn't see it happening. If I put bone meal in the chest, it should go and do the thing, right? So if I just gave you a stack of bone meal, are you gonna... Now, why wouldn't you do that? Oh, you know why? Because this is not an extracting chest. That's right. They are over there. They are retrievers, right? I did that because I needed the speed, remember? So yeah, why don't I definitely do a retriever then? Just trying to figure out why. Yeah, no, because there was no extractor module in there. Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, so let me get another brass machine and turn him. And then I'm just going to request one retriever module for now. The other three of which can go back in here. And then this guy will just retrieve bone meal instead of pushing it from the barrel. Okay? That works for me. So you're going to retrieve bone meal, which should start happening like that. Cool? And that should be cool. Alright, now you'll get bone meal in a moment. And when you do, boop, and vacuumulated. And then the vacuumulator will extract the rose bushes and put them in here. And that should be cool, right? Awesome. As long as you don't, you know, get too gummed up. But I think you'll be alright. Yeah, you seem to be fine. Perfect. I like this. I think this is cool. Now we just need to... let's plop down Buddy Toolbox. So that we can figure out how to connect some gears to this little buddy. Yeah? So what if we put a gearbox, but maybe a vertical one? Hey, red dye! How cool is that? That's not bad, and it's relatively compact, if I do say so myself. I'm quite pleased with this, actually. Quite pleased. Now what would be cool is if we put our base in here, and then realistically all we need... is something like... Now what I would like to do... What I would like to be sure that I do is when I extract from this dude... Yeah, that's fine. How can I extract from him in a way that'll not be terribly messy? I should be able to figure out a way. Let's do this. Let's put... this just a little bit underground. Now, if I were to place a bit here, and then wrench him so that he's not connected to anything, I think that would be cool. Okay. And then I want you to have an extraction module, and you to have an extraction module. And these guys should both extract, and they will fill up with quantum entangled singularities and rose red dye. Okay? Because that's the next stage of our quest. So I'm going to say red dye automation complete. We are now painting with chromatic singularities. So we're going to need some kind of dye and the quantum entangled singularity. Okay? So what you're going to need is a mechanical press on top of you. Okay? Cool. Now I'm just looking at how this is set up, and I'm looking to say, hey, is there a cool way that I could make this cool? Cool being a relative term. Oops. Yeah, no, you go there, and then I usually have these on slot 3, and that's where my brain's usually at. Okay. So what we could have... is something like this with a gearbox. Cool. Huzzah! Perfect. That's cool. All right. Now what I'm going to do is be ready to extract these guys, probably filtered, into a drawer. Because I think that would be cool. Yeah, I think that would be cool. So let's have the drawer. So what's eventually going to happen? Eventually we want those to combine, get lit, get stamped, and then get crafted. So nothing that I'm working on currently needs to interact with anything over there. So that's okay. So then I'm going to put you here-ish. Or I could put you up one. Up one might be nice. I think up one feels better to me. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to get one of these dudes. Not him. Yeah, this is one of the annoying parts of this. There he is. This is what I want in here. And then let's make sure that the key has this covered. So you're going to always be chromatic singularities, right? Why do chromatic singularities act all funky? They, like, don't want to drop on the ground for whatever reason. Alright, let me get this inventory cleaned up and then we'll be right back. This is the sneaky way to do it, by the way. But it works. But it works. Alright, so this is cool. So what should happen is this guy will eventually fill up, right? With X number of quantum singularities and red dye. And then they'll craft the chromatic singularities, of which we have, it looks like, they might not stack. It looks like they don't stack, which is fine. Which is fine. Okay, now we need crushing wheels, because that's the next stage. So we've now automated chromatic singularities. Cool. So the next thing to get is we have to crush them, and we're going to get a bunch of different kinds of singularities when we crush them. Okay, so let's get a couple of crushing wheels and get ready to run with this thing. Alright, so what I'm thinking is crushing wheels like so. And maybe we get... Do I have any more chutes? Maybe what I want to do is have a chute right on top of this dude and have this go directly into the chute. Would that be cool? I feel like that would be cool, right? Why don't we do that real quick? Okay, so what I can have is the drawer with these guys right here. So maybe I'll move this over a little bit. Does that sound cool? Because then what we can have is effectively the crushing wheels like so, with a chute on top, with the drawer on top of that. Yeah? Because we know that's always got to be, like, that's what it's got to be, right? No sense in having extra storage buffers. Okay. And then you're going to need to probably go out somewhere, and that should be fine. So we're going to have to figure out how to connect these guys up. But then what we're going to want to have is some rotational fun times. So what I'll probably do is have a gearbox, right? And see, this is the part that Dyer's not good at, is this bit. I feel like I overuse gearboxes, and I always say that, but I just do. Alright, let's see if you're going to be cool and grind the correct way. You do! Nice! Alright, great. Okay. Cool. Alright, so then let's reconnect this bit and make sure that he's running in an intelligible way. And you don't actually count as an inventory, so I don't think I have to do this, right? So that should be fine. All right, now you're just waiting for more singularities, so you're good. Okay, now we just need to get the belt bit running. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually remove you here. Ah, don't do that. No, don't do that. That's not at all what I wanted to have happen. Well, quest complete. We're going to have to solve that. So this is what happens. This is the thing we're going to have to solve. All right. Well, it's working. All right. Any questions? It's working. Good times. Dyer made a mess, but that's okay. Hey, look, quest completions. Yay. Yay. But we're going to have to deal with the toxic byproducts in a minute, but that's a whole other story. So what we need to do, we have to figure out how I'm going to use... I have on my to-make list the item drain. I haven't made it yet, but let's get the thing rolling first, and then we'll figure out, you know, our next steps here. Let's do it just like this. To here. And hopefully you'll rotate the right way. Nope, reversed, but that's okay. We can gearbox that. Right? Go, gearbox that. Cool. That works. I think that works. Does that work? I think that works. Yeah, that works. That works. Now, where should I have these things go? Should I have them go... What I could have them go into is just... What I'm thinking is we just put a chest here. Okay. With a funnel. Right? And then what'll happen in theory is they'll start filling up with these things. Right? Random colors. Now what I'd like to do is have them funnel onto maybe... Tell me how this sounds. And I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm not sure if this is going to work. But I think I need that item drain now. Now the question is, do I need more than one item drain? And the answer is, I have no idea. We're going to find out. Okay? But first things first, let's get the item drain made. All right, item drain complete. So my question is, can one item drain handle this? Because what we want to make sure is that we extract the magenta dudes, which we can probably handle with a smart chute, which I have, and an item filter, which I have. So I'm kind of ready for this plan. So I think I can put this here. Okay. And then what I'd like is to build up a drawer. And you're going to be a smart chute. You know, technically I could probably do this with just a regular chute if I lock the drawer, right? So if I were to get a drawer lock, unless the chute, yeah, because I want you to be magenta. Magenta's the color I want at the end, right? So if I were to say, hey, here's a green ball. I expected you to do something? Oh, hello. Do I have to right-click it? No, I can't possibly. No. No. Yeah, green turns into blue. So can't I just andesite funnel you? Hey, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's kind of working. But not the way I wanted it to. Okay, everybody stop for a sec. So, kind of, but also no. So he's being a little bit smart. Oops, wrong thing. And I definitely... Okay, magenta turns into black, which I think we don't want, right? That's overcorrection. Oops! Draining the color substance one too many times will create a mundane paintball, not able to be used for further processing. I agree. I agree. So, that's a thing, right? We're also going to have to deal with the chromatic waste and going into that. So that's not working the way I wanted it to. So what we could do... So there's a couple ways. Let me think about how I want to handle this, right? So when we just drop the item on there, it doesn't do anything, right? He actually has to be inserted with... So we can't drop her onto it, and we can't shoot out of it, right? So that's not going to work either. So I was hoping one of those two would work, and it doesn't. So I might need multiple item drains here. Because it looks like, you know, what it did is kind of like what it shows in the thing. So if we look at this, you'll see, right? Where's the part where it shows me belts? So what'll happen, when items are inserted from the side, they'll drain and then they'll roll across, emptying out their contained fluid. So they'll kind of boop over there like that. Okay? So what we could do is set up a loop. If I set up a chute here with just a regular chest. Am I out of regular chests? I might be. If we set up a chute here with just a regular chest, then what we could have... Now, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with this chromatic waste. Make no mistake. Okay? Yeah, see, when the chromatic waste is full, that's going to be a problem. We're going to have to figure that out, like, in a minute. So you could shoot into the thing. So if I break and replace you... Alright, well that's good to know at least, right? So if we were to funnel you now... And make sure to wrench him the correct direction. Good, and then he goes into the chest. Cool. Now what we can set up... is maybe a drawer system. Okay. And what he does is we will say, extract from the chest, insert into the drawer, and insert into this chest. Okay. So I'm pretty sure the way Pretty Pipes works is that the closer inventory is the higher priority. So in theory now, if I were to get a low extraction module, what he should do is he should extract the item. It should go into the chest. And then it should extract the item. And it should go into the chest. Cool? And then it should extract the item, and it should go into the drawer. 2 paintballs. Cool? That kind of works. I like that. Maybe. We'll see. It'll probably be a problem. I'm sure there's things that I'm not handling properly. There's definitely a potential for overflow. There's definitely a few things that can go wrong here that we're going to have to deal with, for sure. Especially the chromatic waste, which there's a whole chapter about. Draining paintballs creates a significant amount of liquid byproduct, which has to be disposed of before it starts clogging up the production line. All right, and I assume there's no liquid trash cans in this pack. There's the Nullifier. Does the Nullifier handle liquids? That's an exceedingly good question. The Nullifier needs a bucket of lava. Let me find out if the Nullifier handles liquids. Because if it does, extremely simple problem to solve. If it doesn't, maybe a more complex problem to solve. We're going to find out, right? So Buddy Nullifier needs a zinc machine casing. Destroys anything placed into it. Items and fluid inserted with automation are destroyed instantly. Items inserted manually must be destroyed with the button. Aha. A filter can be used to restrict what's protected. Okay, so this does accept fluids. So that's good news. It means all we need to do is get some fluid piping. Boop. And a little bit of one of these dudes. And we should be able to handle nullifying this liquid easily peasily, right? Because I'm pretty sure that the fluid doesn't do anything. I don't think there's a use for it. I don't think. Right? So let me get a bucket's worth. That's right, I probably can't bucket it out. Ugh, I just wanted the bucket so that I could have... Okay, it's a check mark, so I don't actually need a bucket's worth of it. Good. All right. So then extracting that should be relatively easily handled. What we'll want is one of you. Actually, maybe not. Maybe what we want is one of you. Wrench time, wrench time. Where's my buddy the wrench? So what we probably want to have... I think I could just do this. Does that work? As long as I do this. I like that. Now here's a question for you. What happens if I put... I'm going to put a red paintball here, which is your highest chance, by the way. I want to see what happens when the chromatic waste fills up. Does it stop? It does. It gums up the whole works, which I like. Which I like. Okay, good. And then once you're good to go here, he's ready to run again. And it looks like he's draining faster than he's producing chromatic waste, which is huge. Huge. Right? That's awesome. I think this kind of works, right? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Yep. Now, the black paintball we kind of never want to have happen, right? That should be a black paintball should never exist kind of deal. Oh, you know what? And magentas should always go into here. I shouldn't be putting magentas into there. We should get all our magentas out and put them in manually. Okay, that works for me. Cool. So what we should have now is these should all filter directly into magenta, in theory. Now, at some point, he's going to back stuff, and that might be a problem. I should probably filter him to not allow magentas in. That would be smart, right? Yeah, because I think what's going to happen right now is we're going to get some blacks. If you're backstuffed, which you are because these things don't stack, we're going to have a problem in like half a second. Yeah, see, we're starting to get black paintballs. So I should either void upgrade the magenta paintball, or we should make it back stuff, which I think I can handle by preventing... yeah, I think that's a plan. So here's a question. What happens if this is full? I just want to know. So in theory, this thing should get stuck. Oh, are you routing? You're routing those. Okay, hold on. Let's do this then. Yeah, what I want to see is you guys get stuck. Okay. All right, so it does that. So the thing sits there, and then he doesn't extract anymore? All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. So what I'm thinking I want to do is set a filter to not allow magenta paintballs into here. So we're going to say disallowed magenta paintball. Okay. So now what'll happen is magenta paintballs will back stuff inside this chest, right? In theory. And remember, black paintballs have no use. So if we watch, magenta paintballs kind of have nowhere to go right now. Oh, and what I'm going to want to do is put the extraction module back in there. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to say you can't have black ones either. Oops, not what I wanted to do. No magentas, no blacks. All right, so they'll both back stuff in here now, right? Cool. In theory. Disallowed. Think that works? Yeah, and then we'll eventually just backstuff a bunch of magenta. Yeah, that looks good, right? Does that work for you guys? Because I think that's cool. I think that's cool. So in theory, this is fully automated, right? Let's prove it out. So what I'm going to do is get 3 of these. 3 of these. Now, you don't have a void upgrade on you, by the way. So eventually you'll back stuff, I assume. But watch what happens. I'm going to put these guys in here. And then the process will begin. Okay? You're going to do the thing. I see him. I see him over there. Alright. Once he triggers TNT, explode. Boom. Extract the singularities. Hammer. Route. Crushing ball. Color sort. And then eventually, this chest will fill up with magenta balls, and then eventually that will backstuff the whole process, and that'll be cool. Now, it just occurred to me that there is a chance to get black paintballs, because the crushing wheel can produce magenta paintballs. So maybe we want to set up a black paintball voider, or we collect the purple paintballs. I'll think about that between episodes, because it's yield wrapping up point. But this is working almost perfectly. Almost perfectly. The existence of black paintballs is a little bit annoying. Part of me thinks maybe I should do something about that, but we'll see. But as you can see, it's now backstuffed, which is cool. So the chest will just sit there and be backstuffed. I have to figure out if there's a good way for me to handle the magenta paintballs, because that is a thing we need to worry about. It's a minor thing, but it's a thing nonetheless. It's either we waste them and just void, so like anything that's purple will get turned into black, and then we can send the black to a voider, or option 2 is pull the purple off and try and store it in the drawer. But my concern is if my plan is to back stuff the system, then we might be in a bit of trouble. But we'll figure it out. For now, though, wrapping up point. Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and, you know, some stuff. Let me think about how I'm going to handle purple paintballs coming out of the crusher wheel first. For now, take it easy.